Hello and welcome. I'm Lacey Redulier, certified nutritional counselor and metabolic balance coach, and I'm so excited to talk to you today. So first off, let me introduce myself properly. As mentioned, my name is Lacey. I'm a certified nutritional counselor and metabolic balance coach, founder of Nourish Her and the Nourish Woman Method, member of the Canadian Association of Natural Nutritional Practitioners, a wife, and a proud mom of two young girls. I also have a background in fitness as a certified fitness leader for over 8 years, and that is where my love for all things wellness began. Now, a little bit of my personal story, and not to bore you, but only just a few years ago, I felt completely disconnected from my body. I was having a really difficult time. As a nutritional counselor and fitness leader, I was doing all the right things. I was eating clean, I was working out, staying busy, checking off all the wellness boxes, but inside I was anxious, inflamed, exhausted, and completely burnt out. I had a lot of really scary symptoms that were pointing to some really scary things. I had all the tests run, I was sick, but yet no one could tell me why. All of my results were coming back normal, and that was really my turning point. I knew I needed to expand my toolbox and understand my body on a deeper level. So I did a deep dive into hormones, metabolism, inflammation, gut health, and the nervous system, and that's when I began to put the pieces together. Now, everything I've learned, I teach today. I help women rebuild their energy, metabolism, and confidence through a science-backed nutrition and lifestyle approach. So before we dive in, I just want to give you a really quick snapshot of my approach and what my coaching is all about. So the Nourish Woman Project is built around 3 simple pillars that support women's hormones and metabolism. So nourishment, of course, is going to be number 1, learning what your body needs to stabilize blood sugar, support your hormones, and reduce inflammation. Movement, we are training smarter and not harder. We don't always have to be pushing hard at the gym. Sometimes a gentler approach is required for success. Nervous system support, so releasing stress, so your metabolism can actually work the way that it's supposed to. I truly believe that your body cannot heal if it feels unsafe. So my opinion, the nervous system support really is kind of the missing link to all of the other programs out there because, we talk a lot about just diet and exercise, but we don't talk about, managing stress. And so that's really where the magic starts to happen is when we focus on managing our stress and supporting the nervous system. So whether your goal is to feel more energized, lose weight, or simply understand what your body truly needs to thrive, I'm going to tell you, you are in the right place. All right, so here's what we're going to cover really quick: what metabolic balance is and the science behind it, how it works and why it's different from other traditional diets, what's included in the 12-week program and how each part will support your results, the kinds of transformations that you can expect, the gut ID microbiome testing, what it is, how it works, and the benefits, and finally, what the commitment looks like, the investment time, and how to get started. All right, so if that all sounds good, let's get started with the foundations. So what exactly is metabolic balance and why is it so effective? So it was developed over 25 years ago by Dr. Wolf von Fack in Germany. The program was originally designed to heal inflammation and help reverse metabolic syndrome in his patients, which also resulted in achieving optimal body weight. The program was designed by studying the chemistry of one's individual lab values and the chemistry of food, and then using that food as a prescription. MB is an innovative all-natural nutrition program that brings balance to your hormones, optimizes your health, and leads to a new, invigorating lifestyle, resulting in a successful long-term weight management. And to date, the program is managed by dedicated physicians and nutritional scientists globally. The foundation of this program is really unique in its ability to create a fully personalized nutrition plan based on your individual blood values, your medical history, and even your personal preferences. Your plan that becomes your roadmap, showing you exactly which natural foods help trigger the biochemical shifts that your body needs to reach your ideal weight and health goals. Okay, so science is really cool. And here's what I love the most and what everybody else seems to love the most is that metabolic balance is 100% natural. So there are no injections, no shakes, no pills, and no expensive special foods. It is just simply eating real whole foods that are the same ones that you can pick up at the grocery store or at the farmer's market. What you can typically expect from the metabolic balance meal plans is weight loss and improved energy, hormonal balance, improved immune function, potential reduction or elimination of the need for high blood pressure, cholesterol, and diabetic medication, better sleep, improved moods, less bowel and digestive issues. You'll also see a reduction in allergies and intolerances, improved inflammation and joint pain, a bonus of saving money on groceries because you're just not filling up your cart with all of that unnecessary items. Anyone suffering from PCOS, type 2 diabetes, and metabolic syndrome can also benefit. And then MB also has the highest success rate for lifelong health benefits and weight management. And we're going to talk about that here real soon. And before we move on, I just want to touch really quick. If you haven't heard of metabolic syndrome, I'm going to kind of explain it here real quick. So it isn't just a single condition, but rather a combination of factors with things like high blood pressure, elevated blood sugar, increased waist circumference, abnormal cholesterol levels. And when these factors all come together, we can see an increased risk of certain diseases such as cancer and type 2 diabetes. Okay, so how does the program actually work? We follow 8 simple daily rules that help stabilize insulin, reduce inflammation, and retrain your metabolism to burn fat efficiently. So rule number 1, we're going to eat 3 balanced meals per day, no snacking in between. This keeps insulin calm and steady through the day. Number 2, we want to leave about 5 hours between meals. Anywhere from like 4 to 6 is fine, but as long as you're giving your digestion a break and insulin has a time to reset. Rule number 3, we're going to finish each meal within 60 minutes. This prevents grazing and helps keep insulin from staying elevated all afternoon. And then rule number 4, we are going to start each meal with a bite or 2 of protein. Protein first triggers a hormone called glucagon, which slows insulin release, and that's exactly what we want to see. Rule number 5, have 1 protein source per meal and aim for 3 different ones across the day. So for example, we're going to have eggs at breakfast, chicken at lunch, and legumes at dinner. Rule number 6, we're going to avoid eating after 9 p.m. Unless, of course, you're a shift worker, then we can work around that, no problem. Rule number 7, drink your prescribed amount of water each day. Herbal tea and soda water count, but hydration is key. About 85% of fat loss exits the body through urine. So yeah, water is going to be really, really important in this program. And lastly, rule number 8, you're going to eat an apple a day with one of your meals. So it acts like a natural multivitamin. It helps regulate uric acid and draws toxins towards the colon for elimination. So turns out an apple a day really does help keep the doctor away. Another reason why this program works is because it allows for metabolic flexibility, which is when your body switches from using glucose as a fuel source to burning fat instead. This is controlled, of course, by insulin, which is the master hormone. Okay, so let's get into insulin and what happens when we have elevated insulin levels. So insulin plays a huge role in energy regulation and fat storage. Every time we eat, especially when we snack often or eat refined carbs, insulin rises. And when insulin stays elevated throughout the day, it signals your body to store fat rather than to burn it. So over time, that constant elevation can also raise cholesterol, raise triglycerides, which is our fat concentration in the blood, and even our stress hormones, adrenaline and cortisol will rise. Whereas on the flip side, it lowers beneficial hormones like melatonin, which is our sleep hormone, DHEA, which is responsible for building other hormones, and then human growth hormone as well. And when that all happens, your body's ability to burn fat efficiently just starts to shut down. Oh, there you go. So let's look at what happens when we eat 6 small meals or like 3 meals plus snacks. So blood sugar naturally rises after eating because carbohydrates break into glucose and enter into the bloodstream. Then insulin helps move that glucose out of the blood and into the cells for your storage. With frequent meals, blood sugar levels stay elevated, so limiting, access to stored body fat. So you can kind of see those peaks are up all day. When we consume 3 meals a day and space those meals appropriately, this improves metabolic flexibility and supports stable energy. So you can really see the difference there. All right, so moving on. The metabolic balance program is structured around 4 key phases. So each one building on the last lasting results. So we start with the prep phase, moving into the strict phase, transition into relax, and then finally reaching the maintenance phase. All right, so let's take a closer look at each one. Okay, so phase 1, this is a gentle 2-day cleanse that prepares your body for change. You'll start the day with magnesium citrate, which helps draw water into the bowels and support gentle detoxification. This creates an easier transition into your personalized plan, reducing food cravings, and kind of sets the foundation for long-term success. So just to give you an idea of what the first 2 days will look like, for breakfast, you'll have fruit and protein, about half of what you would typically eat on a regular day. Then for lunch and dinner, you'll enjoy light veggie-filled meals, either a homemade soup or a fresh salad. And of course, you're going to make sure that you are drinking lots of water those 2 days as well. Okay, so phase 2, which is our strict phase, this is going to last 14 days. During this time, you'll only eat the foods prescribed on your personal nutritional plan. And I'll show you what that looks like here soon. Don't worry, you'll still have plenty of options. During this phase, you'll support balanced blood sugar and insulin levels, encourage fat burning while protecting lean muscle, and build sustainable eating habits and confidence. Once you've completed those 14 days, you will now transition into phase 3, which is our relaxed phase. So this is where we start adding some freedom back in. You'll reintroduce healthy cooking oils, natural condiments, and a wider range of foods, and even the occasional treat meal. Phase 3 is truly where the magic happens. It's where your body settles into balance and you find your sustainable rhythm. You'll stay here until you reach your desired goals. And again, of course, I'm always here if you need continued support or questions or whatnot. So this phase 3 will actually look different for everybody as far as length goes. It really just depends on how big your health goals are. And then finally, you will reach phase 4, which is the forever phase. It is your maintenance phase. This is where you'll maintain your results and your healthy weight, enjoy flexibility while staying balanced, extend your healthy habits for life, and adapt to life's changes with confidence. You will leave this program after the 12 weeks feeling really empowered. You've reached your goals, you know what works for your body, and you no longer need to rely on guesswork or other diets. So this is your 80-20 lifestyle moving forward. I've had a lot of my clients tell me that this is their new lifestyle. They love it. They've learned so much, and it's super easy to implement. Okay, so this is just a kind of a snapshot of what your personal food list will look like. Of course, we know every single plan in metabolic balance is 100% individualized, so there are no two the same. This is just an example. So your plan, again, is created using your blood work, your medical history, and personal food preferences. So whether that's to support hormone balance, reduce inflammation or correct nutritional deficiencies, that may be keeping your body stuck, okay? But we always start with protein first. So it includes things like fish and seafood, poultry, legumes, eggs, yogurt, cheese, nuts, and seeds. Next is your carbohydrate list. This includes primarily vegetables. As you can see here on the slide, there is a huge variety of options. You'll also have whole grain rye bread or crackers included on your plan. It is a staple in the metabolic balance program because of its high fiber content and impact on blood sugar. However, of course, if you're gluten-free or celiac, we can make adjustments there as well. And then we have fruit. So everyone includes an apple a day because that's rule number 8. And then plus an additional fruits chosen for you based on your specific needs. Okay, you'll also have 9 meal boxes, so 3 breakfasts, lunches, and dinners. These are completely interchangeable, so you can swap, chicken from lunch to dinner or have eggs for dinner if that works better for you. This plan isn't rigid or time-stamped. It's flexible, it's realistic, and it's easy to live with. And really the idea is simple here. So each day, you just pick your favorite foods from your approved list. You'll build your balanced meals around those 3 proteins and follow your portion sizes and daily rules. Easy peasy. So what kind of success do people actually see with this program? So as mentioned before, it was originally developed as a medical wellness program. So of course, it's always focused on health first, and that is why the results last. So when you support your body properly, healthy weight becomes a natural outcome and not a forced one. So what classifies as a successful weight loss plan? When an individual reaches their weight and maintains it for 2 years. So there is a lot of those yo-yo diets that you lose weight, but as soon as you go off the diet, you gain the weight back. But with metabolic balance, it has a 60 to 80% global success rate across 35 countries. So making it one of the most successful evidence-based nutrition programs in the world. So that's pretty amazing, especially when it's compared to the next highest, which is Weight Watchers at only 22%. Okay, and you may be wondering, how much weight can I expect to lose? So during the initial 16-day reset, most people lose around 5 to 8% of their total body weight. After that, progress continues at a steady pace. So typically like 1 to 2% per week until you reach your body's natural healthy set point. So for example, if someone starts at 180 pounds, that's about 9 to 14 pounds in the first 2 weeks, followed by about 1.5 to 3.5 pounds per week after that. Okay, before moving on, I want to take a minute and mention gut ID microbiome testing. So as we know, the microbiome affects almost everything in your body, and our gut health is often overlooked. However, the microbiome has been associated with a wide variety of diseases, including cancer, Parkinson's, MS, obesity, Alzheimer's, depression, and IBS. The reason why I wanted to make this an option for my clients is I would say probably 90% of the women that I have worked with are dealing with some sort of gut imbalance or gut issue. They've been to the doctors, they've had the test run, and they are not getting any answers, any direction, any help really. So this is going to kind of give you a like snapshot of what is going on inside your gut with your microbiome, to see different imbalances, overgrowth, certain things like that. So it looks also at the 5 gut axes. So like your gut brain, for example. So that's mood disorders like anxiety and depression. So if you are someone who suffers with anxiety and depression, this could be a really great option for you. Cognitive health, Alzheimer's and Parkinson's risk. So if this is something that runs in your family, we could use this as a preventative tool perhaps. The gut gastrointestinal, so looking at things like IBS, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, and IBD, as well as gut metabolism, so obesity, type 2 diabetes, and non-alcohol fatty liver disease. Gut heart, so things like hypertension and cardiovascular risk, and then gut immune, so things like immune function and eczema. So this is just a quick example of what the test looks like. Obviously, there will be a lot more detail than this, but inside this circle is a list of all the different pathogens and bacteria that live in your gut, and it will show whether there is an overgrowth or an undergrowth of these bacteria and pathogens. So this guy received a 42 out of 100 score, so really not that great, and that's because he clearly had an overgrowth of a certain bacteria. So once you receive your test results back, it will come with a very hefty PDF containing your microbiome score and executive summary, your microbiome diversity, pathogens and beneficial bacteria, bacterial groups, and your metabolic health, nutrient and dietary component for metabolism, and as I mentioned previously, those different gut accesses. You'll also receive personalized dietary and lifestyle recommendations from Gut ID. So we can take your metabolic balance program, we can get it started while we wait for your test results. And then once we receive your Gut ID results back, we can then also implement those. So you're really just getting such a phenomenal support really on all areas, right? We're looking at your gut, we're taking care of your metabolism, we're introducing some lifestyle components as well. All right, so this is also a simple at-home test. I should mention that as well. So once you complete it, you just send it back to the lab. The shipping is included in the price, and within 4 weeks, you'll receive your results back. And as I mentioned, we can just go ahead and throw those right into your program once we meet again and go through all of that. So okay, let's get into the meat and potatoes of the Nourished Woman Project, what it actually looks like week by week, what's included, and then eventually we'll end on price. So first off, when you register for your program, you'll receive a private login to your online course portal through Practice Better. You will need to sign the client consent form and fill out your personal profile form. Also schedule your initial session. From there, you'll receive your medical forms, and then we will meet for your initial session and we will review all of those together as well as your goals, and I'll walk you through next steps. You will also receive your requisition form from our nurse practitioner and plan your visit to the lab. If you decide to include the gut ID test in your program, then you will also complete your at-home test and send it back to the lab as soon as possible. Right away, you will also receive your prep course. This is where we get everything ready for when your plan arrives. It includes a sample meal plan to review, a checklist of items that you need ready at home, and a short workbook to really just set yourself up for success. Okay, so you're gonna have a little bit of homework to do while we wait for that meal plan. As soon as your meal plan is ready, we will schedule our second session to review, and you'll receive kind of everything all at once. So your personalized plan, your getting started guide, your recipe books, and the link to officially begin your 12-week program. So even though it is 12 weeks, all of that stuff that kind of happens behind the scenes is not included in that 12 weeks. So if it takes a couple weeks for us to kind of get our poop in a group and get everything all lined up, then that is not included, or sorry, that's all kind of a bonus included in the coaching as well. All right, so let's look at how this course flows. So each week, a new module unlocks to guide you forward. So if you start on a Saturday, you will receive a new module every Saturday. The modules only take about 20 to 30 minutes each week, and they are optional. However, I highly recommend you follow along because there is some really helpful information that will only enhance your success. And so far, all the ladies I've worked with have really loved the extra education. So week one, day one, this is your very first day, right? This is when you will start your 2-day prep phase. You'll watch the welcome video and have everything you need to get started. You'll hear from my friend and mindset coach, Haley Patry, as she walks you through 12 tips to a winning mindset. Because my friends, mindset is key, which is why we focus on it first. And I will be checking in on days 1, 3, and 7. And of course, I'm available for questions and support whenever needed. Week 2, we're going to review the food and mood module. So you're going to gain some insight on your relationship with food. This one is actually one of my favorites and my clients' favorites. I've heard from almost everyone how much they've learned about themselves from this module. So emotional eating patterns, the good versus bad food mindset, and how certain foods make you feel. And this will really help you understand that food noise and get you through those cravings over the following weeks. And then week 3, you have now made it past the hardest part. So congratulations. Once you get past those first 14 days, you move into week 3. And this is where we begin to introduce healthy oils, condiments, and a bit more flexibility. You'll watch the phase 3 video and review the guide, and we will then meet for your 3rd session. So a lot of 3s. Week 3, phase 3, session 3. Okay, week 4, we have our movement and active living. So this is the second pillar of the Nourished Woman method. We've talked a lot about the nourishment, and now we're going to talk about movement. So whether you're already active or just getting started, this week is about creating an individualized movement plan. So it might mean building on your existing training if you're someone who already works out and goes to the gym, or simply just starting with 10 minutes of walking a day. We just meet you where you're at. Week 5, this is our sleep module. So sleep, as we know, is so important when it comes to our health. And most of us aren't getting enough, or we're not getting enough good quality sleep. And we'll use this week to assess and improve your sleep patterns, or sleep habits, I guess I should say. Week 6, you are now you're at your halfway point. I promise you, it goes by way too fast. This is when we bring our focus to the 3rd pillar, which is stress. And your workbook will include tools and resources on how to manage that stress. As I mentioned before, I am a firm believer that you cannot heal a body that feels unsafe. And that is why this pillar is just so important. Week 6, we will also meet again for your 4th session and review your progress and make adjustments if needed. We will also review your gut ID results if included and add in any of those recommendations as well. Week 7 is time management and habit forming. So another fantastic training from Haley Patry and winning your 168-hour work week. Because how many times have we said, I don't have enough time in my day, or I wish I had more time, or if I had more time, I could accomplish XYZ. Haley will help you map this out. Week 8, we are going to learn about key hormones and metabolism. In your workbook, I provide dietary and lifestyle strategies to support those hormones. I feel that everyone asked me about this or would like to know about how they can support their hormones. So here you go. And then week 9 is putting it all together. So now we've looked at all 3 pillars and we can build a solid self-care plan that we all need so much and never make enough time for. So we're going to use your workbook. You'll build a personalized self-care plan and a weekly reset practice. Okay, I love week 10 as you will explore all of your non-scale victories. This is always so much fun to see and look back and celebrate with you ladies. Week 11 is the transition is the transition to phase 4. No stress if you are not there yet, but you will receive a guide to help you for when that time comes, and we will discuss that at our final session the following week. And then lastly, week 12, our end, your beginning. So this is where we celebrate everything that you've accomplished and decide on your next steps. So whether you choose to continue with coaching or you feel ready to go on your own, you'll leave with the tools, the confidence, and the momentum to stay balanced for life. By the end of these 12 weeks, you'll not only have a transformed metabolism, but a deeper understanding of your body and your habits and your capacity to feel good again. And on top of all the good stuff over the 12 weeks, you'll have 5 one-to-one sessions. You'll also receive weekly accountability and check-ins. I'll give you my personal number where you can reach out at any time with questions and support. I am available 7 days a week. Okay, so let's just wrap this all up into a pretty little bow by looking at the cost of the program and what's included. So again, as mentioned, you'll get 5 virtual sessions with me, plus your appointment with our nurse practitioner, where you will receive your requisition forms for blood work. Once labs are completed, you'll receive a fully customized nutrition plan designed by the Metabolic Balance medical team in Germany, built from your personal lab results, health history, and food preferences. You'll also receive the Getting Started Guide, your prep course, recipe books, and again, all of those modules and course workbooks to support you every step of the way. Alongside that, you'll have 3 months of personalized coaching, weekly check-ins, and email and chat support from me. So we are going to be working very closely together over the 12 weeks. The total cost is $17.99 plus tax. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is a program that truly works without the yo-yo effect, without the quick fixes or the constant need to be trying something else. And if you chose to include the Gut ID microbiome test, which I highly recommend that you do, your program cost will include everything above, plus the test, plus Gut ID's results and personalized recommendations to improve your gut and overall health. The total cost for that is $22.99. So just the difference of the cost of the test, basically. Now, I understand that cost can be a concerning factor, so I do provide payment plans and interest-free financing. Also, certified nutritional counselors are recognized by most benefit companies. So if you'd like more details on that, just let me know. Okay, so this is it. This is your final stop. You'll walk away knowing exactly what works for your body for long-term health, energy, and balance. And the best part is there's no additional cost ever again. You can always have your plan and return to it whenever you need a reset. So if you're ready to get started, the process is simple. Once you register and complete your blood work, your personalized plan will be ready within about 1 week. If you'd like to talk through your goals first, I would love to connect. You can email me at info@nourished.ca or book a free consultation so that we can chat and see if this program is the right fit for you. There is a link on my website to book at nourished.ca. Thank you so much for joining me today and for taking the time to learn about the Nourished Woman Project. I can't wait for you to experience how transformative this program can be, not just for your health, but for your entire life. Okay, so I'll talk to you soon, and bye for now.